Hi everyone, thank you for joining. We've had quite a lot of drama going on here. Let's lock the dog away, who's scratching at the door and whining. So guys, hop on. Today is the third episode of Life, Laughter and Lockdown. Welcome Yemisi, it looks like the others are still joining. Come on guys, who else is coming on here? I've got some interesting stuff for you today actually, which I think you'll find helpful. For some reason, as you're joining, I can't see. I can see Yemisi's joined. Is that Mukadam? Forgive me if I've not pronounced your name properly. Hello. So this is the thank you third edition of Life, Laughter and Lockdown. We've covered two topics already. The first one being fear. The second one was creating space. So hopefully you've been able to take some nuggets from there and you've found it helpful. Hi Abla. Abla, I need to make her like a special guest on here with one of these. I have to, special lady. So yes, third episode of Life, Laughter and Lockdown. As you know, many of you should know, my name is Delisilla. That's why I'm on the Delisilla fan page. I am a life coach, author and public speaker. Hi Denise. And I decided to do this for the Shaders on duty. I decided to do a 14-day program so that we could give each other some support and some help. Hi Evelyn. On how we are able to manage during this lockdown period. So even though it's over just 14 days, hopefully you can, repeat the lessons that we are going to be talking about and just keep it rolling and keep, revamping it in your own personal lives. Guys, if you're on here, please like, share and subscribe. So if you're on here, do click share so that other people can join. Now I've got a little exercise that I'm going to have you do today. And you might need to replay this so that you can actually get some real value for yourselves. So today's topic is, and my faithful assistant is going, who is Yaba, by the way, who has been absolutely excellent in reading out your comments and, making it easier for me so I don't have to scroll through. She's going to read out what today's topic is about. Guys, if you haven't shared this already, please click share. And when you do, I can see, so I would be very grateful. Over to you.
Okay, so the topic for today is life. What's the meaning of life? Have the current world events made you question your purpose or calling in life? Do you feel empowered or disempowered to walk in your purpose, career, ministry because of what's going on around you? Let's have a question and get some answers.
Right, so that's what today is about. What is the meaning of life? And it's not something that I'm asking to be so high level, to be looked at from a philosophical point of view, but really to make it very relatable and make sense to us individually so that we're not trying to find some deep answers that is going to take us the rest of our lives to find out, but really just looking at where we are currently and what we can do to change things if we're not happy with them, or having a deeper understanding of where we are at the moment. Because a lot of people are feeling quite out of sorts, mainly because this is the first, as I said in one of my other episodes, this is the first time that we are facing something like this in our lifetime. And it has people questioning their very existence, their own mortality. Hi, Glamour from Florida. Hi, Horja. It's having them question their very existence, not knowing what they're going to do with the way things are changing. I know people whose businesses have literally just died a death because of the current situation. So, with that in mind, and I said you're going to probably have to play this back because there's an exercise that I do as a coach. When I ever do my consultations, one of the first things that I do is discuss with my client where they are currently, how they're feeling. And because it's not unusual to feel that maybe we are struggling in one area and that's our focus in trying to improve it, I found as a coach that actually it may be something very different. So I'll give you an example. I had a client who, hi Ikuya, I had a client who had said that she wanted to change her career, that she was fed up with where she was, she felt stagnant, and she just wanted to change. So I had her fill out what I call the wheel of life. And basically, the one that I use has got 8 headings. And I'll just read them out to you. Physical empowerment, business and career, you've got health, you've got finance, you've got romance, you've got fun and recreation, you've got physical environment, I think, have I left anything out? Friends and family, and I think it's physical empowerment. Yeah, I think friends and family, and physical empowerment. But I'm gonna go through it, again with you. And what I have my clients do is, on a scale of 1 to 10, mark how they feel about each one. So, for example, I could mark romance as being a 7, but I could mark, in her case, she marked friends and family as being a 7 and career as being a 3. But interestingly, when we started talking, all she spoke about was her mother. The bad relationship she had with her mum, the resentment that she was harbouring because when she was young, she had to look after her mum. The mum wasn't particularly nice, and she now had to look after her mum because she had dementia. So even though she presented to me that what she wanted to work on was her career, actually that was not the case. It was friends and family and some real deep-rooted issues that needed attention. So that's why I use this tool, so that we can take a real, holistic look of who you are and where you are at the moment. So guys, what do you think about that? Does that make sense? If it does, give me a thumbs up. And let's see if I should proceed or if there's anything that you want me to repeat. So, do you have any comments, or everybody's happy? Can I have a thumbs up if you are happy with what I've explained about the Wheel of Life? Okay, I've got a few thumbs up. And I can just carry on. Okay, so that is what I use as a tool to be able to help people. Why I decided to do this is, again, listening to people, just observing what people are saying on their personal posts, what people are saying to each other, conversations that I'm having. So I get a lot of content of what I like to share based purely on information that people share with me. So what is the meaning of life? I think this exercise will be helpful for you guys if you do it individually, obviously, and just mark where you are and see the areas, at least on a superficial level, of where it is that you feel that you need some work. Now, when I was thinking about doing this broadcast, one of the things that came to my mind was, this year being 2020, 2019 was a very difficult year for me. 2020, I had a lot of plans that I wanted to... Hi, Gamal. I had a lot of plans that I wanted to execute. One of them was revamping my coaching business and also getting out there more as a public speaker, that I wanted to make sure that I booked at least 2 speaking engagements every month. Well, that wasn't possible because month 3, this hits and everything changes. So I decided for myself, what am I going to do so that I can revamp what my offer is? So when this situation happened, I couldn't get back to London, and immediately there was a lockdown imposed. I thought to myself, okay, cool. Let me walk this journey with other people. So I decided to put together a program, and I thought I would share it. So what I think might be helpful for you is to be able to sit down and just create, again, we spoke about creating space yesterday. Those of you that haven't listened to that broadcast, go back and have a listen. Hi, Jackie. Go back and have a listen about, creating space. Go back and have a listen if you weren't on that broadcast, and listen to what we said about fear, so that you can actually begin to walk quite a structured line to get yourself to that place where at the end of this 14-day program, you should be in a very good position to be a lot calmer, a lot more self-control, able to manage your space better and plan what you want to do, not just after this lockdown, but during this lockdown. So this isn't something that you have to hold on. Whatever it is that you're going to plan moving forward, you can actually start now and start putting those pieces together. So that is really how I have been able to get a meaning to what my life is currently, because what I had planned before could not be executed at this current time. So any questions? They've been really quiet today, haven't they?
Actually. So,
Yeah.
Really.
It's very, very unlike you guys today. Let me see. Thumbs up if what I've said so far makes sense, if you think that it's going to be helpful and you can use it.
We have a thumbs up from my mum, Yemisi.
Oh, cool. And I think someone's made a comment, which I can't read.
Yes, just came in. Aisha Ankra. She says, life is to pursue human flourishing through communication, understanding, and service. On the other hand, one can say life has no meaning with what is happening around the world.
Yeah, that's an excellent comment. And it's the life has no meaning bit that I want to address. So, and that's why I'm saying that we need to, it would be helpful to go back and look at fear, because a lot of that does stem from fear. And the fact that, well, there's no point to me doing anything, because even if I do, anything could come out of the water and blow it up, which is true. And it's a very legitimate way to feel. I felt like that after my loss. You know, even planning a holiday, I'm thinking, well, what's the point? Because I've got no guarantee I'm going to be here next week. And it took, you know, some work to get me to that place where I didn't think like that. So about the planning of what you need to do, a bit of self-reflection. How much time do I have?
About 5 minutes.
I only have 5 minutes. Oh, my goodness. Right. So I only have 5 minutes left. So, you know, if you have any questions, I would suggest that you put those in now. Again, if you did have plans to do something, stick with it. See how you can have a variation of whatever it is that you want to do. So, for example, I wanted to go out and do more speaking engagements. That's not possible. But being able to go online is a great tool. So rather than me be in that place of, woe is me, it's not fair, look what's happened to me, nothing I do works out, and having that defeatist attitude, work with what you've got. Work with what you've got, because you definitely have something. There is always something in your hand that you can use, and start it off on a small scale. So again, going back to when I'm dealing with my clients, I always ask the question, when you were young, what was it you wanted to do, or what was it you wanted to be? And I had, one lady that was like, I always wanted to be a policewoman. I'm like, great. If you feel that you're too old now to go and do the training and what have you, you can always be like I think it's called a community officer or something in England. You can always do some community work. There's always a variation of something that you can do that will bring you some joy. So, for example, I used to sing, professionally. I stopped singing. But when I have speaking engagements, I do sing and incorporate that gifting in that environment. So there is nothing that has got to cease completely just because we are in this lockdown. I think somebody's got a question. Oh, I think I can see it. Who just says, let me just lean back a bit. Personal question. Do you have, I can't actually, hold on a second. Right, personal question. You do not have to answer. Any plans to get yourself glasses? I do wear glasses. PSA, I'm a nurse. I do wear glasses. I do, but I think I kind of have to sit back a bit when the writing is, I'm just getting old, that's all. I'm 50 next year. It happens with age. That's the giveaway, yeah? So all you young men out there, if you want to see whether a woman is past a certain age, just give her something in small print to read, and that would tell you what's going on.
Okay, we have a comment from Denise Brewster. She says, I agree that fear is a big factor. Had not for your rewriting history workshop, I would not have gone back to complete my studies.
Yeah, no, right, Denise, thank you for that. So I do these workshops called Rewriting History. And basically these workshops, I put it together. It actually is quite interesting that you should mention that. I put the Rewriting Histories workshop together because of my own personal experience with disappointment. i.e., we come to a new year and you've got all these expectations, like this year, and come the end of the year, 31st December, you realise that you're in the same place. I was sick of that cycle repeating. So what I did was I identified one big win that I could have in any 1 year, such that even if everything else went wrong, I would have had some achievement that I could be proud of. So when it worked for me, and I was able to write my first book, Predator or Prince, How to Find the Man of Your Dreams and Not Your Nightmares, within 6 weeks. Was it 6 weeks? Yes, I wrote that book in 6 weeks. I was like, right, this thing really does work. So I put the rewriting history workshops together so that I could help people identify that one big win, give them the tools to do it, how they could process map that journey, so that we're conscious of timelines, we're conscious of, what I call legitimate curveballs. And what I mean by a legitimate curveball is something that comes, this is just so perfect, she made that comment, excuse me, is something that comes into your life that throws you off course that was not expected. So note that I didn't just say a curveball, but a legitimate curveball. Something that will come and throw you off course that would be 100% justifiable to keep you stagnant. So let me use myself as an example. A legitimate curveball is losing your husband. That's legitimate. If for the next 2 years, nobody heard from me or saw me or anything like that, and my response to, Dilys, we haven't seen you do this, or Dilys, we haven't seen you do that, and my response was, it's because I lost my husband, I doubt that there would be anyone that would say, that's not good enough. Pull yourself together. Then again, some people are idiots, so they would say that. But I would be 100% justified in feeling like that. So what I teach in those workshops is how do you manage to throw back that legitimate curveball and keep yourself back on track. I look at your circle. Your circle meaning the people you have around you. Are they people that speak into your life? Are they people that take away from you? Are they people that empower you? Are they people that disempower you? So I look at that area as well, because when you are on a journey to make something happen, who you have in your camp or not is extremely important. I also look at, your mental and emotional health. What are the things that are triggers for you that sometimes stop you from being able to achieve? So these are all the things that we can look at this time that makes it easier to stay on course, because we have all been thrown a legitimate curveball, i.e. the coronavirus. There is nobody or very few people that this hasn't affected in some way, shape or form. I know my time is running out. You can read out a few comments and I've got to go. But yeah.
We actually have a question.
Okay.
From Abla Jifa Gumashi.
Okay.
She says, I find a lot of young people forget there's more to life than politics. After all is said and done, you will be judged or assessed by who you are.
100%.
What do you have to say about this, please?
I think if there's any one thing that we focus on and couch our whole life around it, unless they are real proper values, i.e. family, love, and, certain attributes like, integrity, compassion, everything else is fleeting. So I would say that it shouldn't be any one thing that you focus on and make it like this is all that life is about. It's quite dangerous because the rug will be pulled from under your feet at some point. Again, I like to use myself as an example so I don't offend anyone. But take marriage, for example. Generally speaking, and I am in Ghana, so let me use my home country and maybe the continent as an example, women put a lot of emphasis on marriage in terms of our identity. And because of that, some of us would rather die than walk out of a bad marriage. And because of that, we get stripped of our identity, we are not able to walk in our purpose and in our power. And then the marriage ends. Where does that leave you? In my case, my husband died. So had I been one of those women that wrapped up my whole identity or my whole meaning with just my marriage, well, where would that leave me now? So I think young people and even older people need to discover what is the meaning of life? What's the meaning of your life? What is your purpose? What do you think you were placed on this earth for? What's your value add? What are the things that you are able to do that makes you unique? Because the fact is you are unique, and whatever it is that you're doing, no one can do it like you. The problem that we have is that people want to emulate others. They want to copy. So if somebody, let's say, for example, I've decided to do this, life, laughter and lockdown, and someone wants to do the same thing, it's not going to work because you're not me. You could do something similar, but connected to your personality type, your gifting, and your experience. Because a lot of people want to do things, but they don't have the experience. So they're trying to copy something that I've been doing for God knows how many years, and then they wonder why it's like a watered down version. It's important for people to take time out and discover what giftings they have. What are you good at? What is it that you do that comes so easily that you don't have to think twice? For me, it's speaking. If someone said to me, Dilys, can you talk about a bottle of water? Water has got to be one of the most amazing drinks that you can ever have. The amount of medical benefits of drinking water are uncountable. 2 litres of water being drank every day can actually help you lose weight. Obviously, you have to, be eating a healthy and balanced diet, but there's so many benefits that you have when drinking water that can manage your weight for you. Done. A minute. And I didn't think about that. Or, I don't know, perfume. Right, let's see. Right, perfume. Perfume has got to be one of the most feminine things any woman can wear. I love to wear perfume because it makes me feel good, and I love to smell good. I love having that power of walking past somebody and the memory of you is left lingering because that person can smell your scent way after you have gone. Bam, 2 minutes. For me, it's very natural. For somebody, they may be like, okay. So you have to stay in your lane because your lane is your lane. It has been designed for you. And if you stay in your lane, you will be able to be proud of your achievements. You won't have to worry about feeling inadequate, not feeling good enough, because you know that this is your calling and this is your purpose in life. So I know we have a question because I can see you, and I have to go after this.
I think it's a comment actually.
Okay.
From Aisha Ankra. She says, people around us play a significant role in our day-to-day activities, and that's a fact. Thanks a lot. Bravo.
Thank you, yeah. And I think she's probably going back to the comment I made about your circle.
Mm-hmm.
It's immensely important. It's really, really important. But guys, I have to go because I have been very strict with not wanting these broadcasts to be more than 15 minutes. So thank you, Abla. Abla is just like a wonderful lady. In fact, she's my adopted big sister. So yes, the takeaway is exactly that. You took the words right out of my mouth. Be you, be original, don't be a counterfeit, and celebrate who you are because you are important. You are beautifully and wonderfully made. Take care, guys. Click like, subscribe, share, and tomorrow we will be starting at 5 p.m. sharp. I think we have had some issues with the timing. So when I say 5 o'clock over here, it's 6 p.m. in London. And I think this is where I have kind of messed up because the first day I didn't even realise the clocks had changed. So it will be 6 p.m. if you're in London. It will be...
5 p.m. here is 9 p.m. EST.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put the times now in the thingy because I think that's what's kind of messing us up at the moment. Yes, I will do that. So for those of you watching in London, it will be 6 p.m. your time. It will be 5 p.m. if you're in Ghana. I've got a few people that watch in the States that are 5 hours behind. So it'll be 12 o'clock if you're in New York. I don't know about the other side. Yeah? So that's kind of how it's broken up. I've been on too long, guys. Have a wonderful evening. Take care. And I will see you tomorrow. I will let you know what the topic is for tomorrow later on. Tomorrow morning, actually. Take care. Bye. Thank you for watching.